Hello and welcome to the Blue Devil Podcast, the place to be if you are a West Haven Blue Devil sport fan. I'm Dominic Konoweski, and the brand new school year is just weeks away, and with that said, football season, high school football season is just weeks away, and the West Haven Blue Devils varsity football team is cooking up something special for this upcoming season. After going 8-2 the year prior, they lost a lot of big names, mainly the power duo of Joe Hawkins and Keyshawn Togba, and now they're going to be under Nick Collin once again as the starting quarterback, the QB1, who is now entering his sophomore season. But there's a few key factors, though, going into this season. We'll get into predictions in a second. If you are a West Haven Blue Devil sport fan, smash that subscribe button. This is the place you want to be. So there are three key factors in going for this 2022 high school football season for the Blue Devils. The first one, as I just mentioned, Nick Collin. Now, he got the starting role last season due to injury. Preston Deno, who was the QB1, now entering what is his senior season. Well, last year, he went down with injury very early. Nick Collin led the team to a massive winning streak. And that 8-2 record, based off of the point system that Connecticut high school football goes off of, the Blue Devils, even though only losing 2 games, they did not make the playoffs, but Collin cooked up something special. This is a guy that once he graduates a few years from now, could easily get into a Division II, possibly even a Division I school. Nick Collin, I'd like to compare him to Lamar Jackson in a way, as he's able to both master the ground game by running the ball and the air game, making a lot of long passes into completions last season. I think the biggest key, though, for Nick Collin is just to have a consistent season and do what he did last season. He had the spotlight put on him due to the Preston Deno injury, and you know he was able to succeed and excel heavily in that QB1 spot. This season should just be like a piece of cake for him, but it's just important, though, that young quarterback does not overthink things. The second key, as I just mentioned before, the West Haven Blue Devils lost a lot of big players due to graduation, and the power duo of Keyshawn Togba and Joe Hawkins graduating over this most recent school year. The Blue Devils are down 2 major players on the field of what is mainly a very older core when it comes to class-wise. I feel like the Blue Devils core players are at this point juniors and seniors. But nevertheless, though, you have great team chemistry and, of course, a freshman class, some JV players being promoted to varsity. It's going to be very interesting to see what this team could do. These are guys that played Pee Wee football together on the West Haven Seahawks. The team chemistry is absolutely amazing right now. They've been practicing all throughout summer, and 100% they are fueled with the ambition to win. And they just go together so well, this entire team. There really seems to be no weak points. So even though they lost so many key players due to graduation, I mean, Joe Hawkins and Keyshawn Togba, those are guys that went All-State their senior season, so they are down 2 big All-State players. This team is still together. The loss of those players due to graduation did not put a hole in the team, unlike how it would in possibly other school franchises. The third and final key is consistency. The West Haven Blue Devils are a great football team, but they don't have to be a great football team to win a lot of games this season. What they have to be is consistent, and that's what they were all last season long. All they have to do is just play consistent football for 4 quarters, and you know what? They will get that W at the end of the night. So with that said, here are your West Haven Blue Devils 2022 season predictions. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. There is the kickoff. The first game of the season is on September 9th as the Blue Devils kick it off away against crosstown rivals, the Notre Dame West Haven Green Knights. The last time the West Haven Blue Devils played in Green Knights territory was in 2019. It was a true offensive matchup, and West Haven, they lost that game. Notre Dame beat the Blue Devils. It was a true neck-to-neck game that had a lot of interceptions, that had a lot of touchdowns, and I don't think it's going to be the same this season. Both of these teams are 2 completely opposite teams, but the fact is the Blue Devils overall over the past 5-6 seasons have owned the Notre Dame team, and I think West Haven will start their season off with a 1 in that win column. So 1-0, West Haven winning the Sodman Bowl. I would love to know whoever made the 2022 schedule, why they would put the biggest game for the Blue Devils in Week 1 having the Southern Bowl, the crosstown rivalry, starting things off. But that's good though. Intensity right off the get-go. West Haven versus West Haven. And then going home for the first time this season, September 16th against Amity. And that's going to be game 1 of what is a 3-game total homestand. They go up against Amity, Guilford, and Halehouse. Of course, West Haven and Halehouse, huge rivals dating back decades, over 50 years now. These two teams used to play in the Year Bowl, where over 30,000 people several times would show up to see that high school football matchup. I think that West Haven will remain undefeated and truly guard their home stadium of Ken Strong Stadium. So now going into the bye week, the Blue Devils sit 4-0 in the win-loss column. Their bye week is the week of October 7th. They come back on October 14th at Wilberforce, a team that the Blue Devils have dominated over the past several years in blowout fashion. Give them a win. The Blue Devils are now 5-0. 5 games left in the season. They are home against Shelton. That's a win. Away against Sheehan and Harding. 2 more wins. The West Haven Blue Devils are undefeated, leaving Sheehan and Harding with a total of 8 wins after the Harding game. Now home for the final time against the Hamden Dragons. West Haven and Hamden, they are rivals, mainly though you see in hockey, not that much in football over the recent years, but this is considered a rivalry matchup. I do think that the Blue Devils will set out the Dragons' flame and have that dwindle down into despair for the Hamden players. West Haven now on the cusp of going undefeated. They are 9-0 in the win-loss column. The only team that stands in their way is Fairfield Prep. The Devils face Fairfield Prep at Fairfield, so it's an away game. Biggest thing is, last season, Blue Devils did the same thing. Final game of the season against Fairfield Prep. That was at home, though, at Ken Strong Stadium. It was not away. Fairfield Prep shut down West Haven's one game. It was a pretty close game, but the fact is, West Haven, they started throwing the ball too late, and they did it in a panic mode. They were not doing short passes. They were doing long 20-plus yard passes. What West Haven has to do is have a balance between running and throwing, because they are excellent at running the ball, but they also got to look to putting the ball in play airborne-wise. Overall, though, if West Haven does not do that, I think Fairfield Prep will beat them, giving West Haven their 4th loss of the season, coming in the final game of the season, giving the West Haven Blue Devils a 9-1 record. That is if the Blue Devils, though, just stick to the one game. I honestly think if West Haven tries to throw the ball, they will undoubtedly win, going undefeated.